give the right answers to the policies and mandates out there. Those that service the most illegal immigrants, many times the schools where no order or discipline can be applied because the students disrupt their education at every turn. Well, what happens to our best and our brightest? They and their families must endure quotas and other insipid governmental mandates just to get a mediocre education. Believe it, this is not where the money goes. What are we teaching? If we look at college and university curricula, should we be shocked to see courses entitled How to Disrupt Society, How to Disrupt Democracy, Diversity, The Solution, or even whole schools and departments of social work that teach socialism and communism as the answer to poverty in America? Who is teaching our educators? Schools of education have acquired and recruited some of the most radical progressives in the country, like Bill Ayers and Guy Churchill, and their clones to shape young, inexperienced, receptive, fertile minds. We as Americans need to take back our education system. As Americans need to take back our government. Here is a novel idea. Instead of the government taking $50 from a waitress who waits tables to give to the homeless man who sits at the gate, let the homeless man who sits at the gate wait the tables and get his own $50. When was the last time you felt safe when you heard someone say, "I'm from the federal government and I'm here to help you"? Never, never. We have recently witnessed an economic crisis manipulated into a catastrophe that can enslave the citizens of our country to do the work of paying for the entire world. Moreover, our younger citizens are being educated to be happy to do it. The America that we are looking at promotes that type of slavery. The only choice we have is to take back our government, and as you have heard today, to do it now. They work for us. We do not work for them. A massive spending bill and a massive budget with no regard for what the majority of Americans thought. They ignored us. They openly defied what we wanted and how we choose to live. We need to say to the federal government with resolve, stay out of our workplaces, stay out of our schools, stay out of our pockets. That's right. We have a sleeping giant here, but together we can be the giant who will never be denied. God bless America.
I'm really glad we left her to last, you know?
Put her on the show.
I'm talking out of school here, but she is a university professor. She said, I can't tell you where, because the official position of her university is, well, we don't have a political position. Right. Except in the classroom, of course. Could we, and by the way, hearkening back to something that the good professor was talking about before we close this thing down, could we get something straight? Diversity, for the sake of diversity, is destructive and it has no value whatever. I heard something on Fox News the other night I thought I would never hear. A black woman who is the head of the Seattle School District talking about closing certain schools and backing out of all this diversity stuff. And she said, and I'm trying to remember the exact words, there's no benefit to be gained by who you sit next to in the classroom. And I thought, is this Seattle? Am I asleep? Will the alarm go off and I'm going to wake up and go, oh, it's Tuesday? So maybe there is some hope out there, folks. Every time you hear some nutcase tell you that and this includes the president because he said this, our strength is in our diversity.
Our strength is in our liberty.
No, our strength is in our freedom. And from liberty comes diversity, whether you want it or not. Thank you, everybody, for coming. We have some final remarks here. Let's bring up Patty Weaver. Patty, come on up here.
I just want to take the time to thank the people who are responsible for pulling this together. I want to thank Rick Santelli for the War Cry Tea Party. I want to thank Michael Patrick Leahy, who you don't know, but he's an author, and he was the person who said, let's run with it nationwide. In his TCOT group, Smart Girl Politics, which is actually a local group, started only a few months ago when the election was lost to Obama. And the Don't Go Move is another supporter of ours. I also want to thank the many speakers we've had, Jim Quinn,
Got my vote.
Nan Swift, Paul Rurik, Dennis Bartow, and Constance Craven. While I'm the only one who really is speaking from our committee up here, I want you to know that there are over a dozen people who have helped pull this together, and I want to thank them from the bottom of my heart because we wouldn't be able to do it without them. And I also want to thank you, because with what we are up against at this point, our strength is in our numbers. This is only the beginning of a series of tea parties. We are having another one July 4th, and initially we thought it was going to be a little one, and we're delighted at the outcome that we have, and we will let you know where and when it will be in the near future. If you haven't already signed up, I'd like for you to sign up over here at the table and give us your information so we can send you an email notice of this.